I'm Elise.
And I'm Imani.
And I'm Shay.
And I'm Jim.
And we're here on Girl Talk. Today we're going to be talking about Nick and Norah's Infinite Playlist, the book and movie. So, the book has a little bit more details than the movie, but, what do you guys think?
Well, the main character, basically Norah, when I watched the movie and I read the book, exactly like I thought she was in the book, and, I kind of, character-wise, it was pretty good.
Yeah, I feel like they could have used more of Nick's perspective in the movie more than they did in the book, but they all end kind of in a similar way.
Okay. Since you saw the movie and read the book, and you're a teenager in high school, senior year, would you say you would want to have a night like that?
Well, the night seemed pretty fun, excluding a few things that I would not, morally think is correct, but yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm sure a lot of teens would like to have a night in New York finding a band or something.
Yeah.
I would. You know why? Because this is the perfect book. It's about our generation, how society is going now. A lot of young people way underage are getting alcohol, having sex, and just falling in love out of nowhere. Whether they fall in love with a bunch of guys or females, whatever the case is. But this book is perfect. It definitely has a good point with young adolescents in it. And it definitely...
Yeah, everyone just trying to find their place, getting ready for college.
Yeah, you get that one last hurrah before you have to be an adult.
With a bang. And it's kind of a cute story, too. It's fun, it's cute, it's exciting. I like it. It's a cute story, two teenagers, because, we all fell in love in high school. Not everybody, but most people fall in love in high school, think they're in love, and... a lot of things like that happen.
But it's kind of weird that they botched the original work from the movie. I don't know why they made such different comparisons from the book to the movie. I don't know why that was kind of...
Yeah.
It kind of threw me off in a way, but it was kind of in an interesting way.
I feel like the author kind of, he did that to... have a surprise. In the book, you think it's going to be one way, but then when he really shows it in his way. Yeah, he gives you his perspective on reality.
Oh, that's true.
You see?
And it's hard to see someone else's perspective. I felt like the book really emphasized music in a way that made me realize how important music is to teens nowadays. Well, I guess it was important in every teen's life, I guess.
Yeah, music is a huge influence.
It is, because I feel like no one can say, when you're mad, you have your angry song, and when you're sad, you have, your sad song, your happy, working out song. Music is, a big part in everyone's life.
And, in the book, they're just trying to find this band where it's fluffy, and I feel like they're just... really determined, even though they're going through with their, taking care of their drunk friend, everything that comes in between.
Every teenager has to go through in life. I feel like it's a ritual.
No, but
what's a ritual?
How every teenager you always took care of that one drunk friend at least once. You got two drunk ones. You had that one person that you found cute and was talking to all night once. You at least did a one-time thing. Not everything, but most.
Music has a lot to do with everything, honestly, and I think it has a lot to do with love, too. Also with how they fell in love, because... it goes from back in the days. Back in the days, they used music for their thoughts. Back in the day, music was more honest. They said they love each other, but just like when you go hang out, or just like us girls, when we used to hang out, we hang out with guys, we'll go to a party and meet this one really cute guy, and we'll be like, yeah,
I wish I should have got his number.
Me out of all people, I'm like, oh, that song definitely had a lot to do with us.
Yep, and
even if it didn't.
The song, you think about that moment.
Yep. Like, that's a perfect song. And now, just like them, they have that song that's always going to remind them whether they're really in love or not.
And that theme symbolizes that.
Yep. And I think that's the reason why the book really got recognized for the Margaret A. Edwards Award, because it contributes to the adolescence.
Like what we go through today.
Yeah, and the younger generation and our generation, period. It just has a lot to do with it.
I think it helps guide teens in, like, the importance in relationships and society and stuff.
It definitely makes them more aware also, because this book tells a lot of the things that they did and also what happened. You know, a lot, it does. So it definitely makes teens aware, like, oh, okay. So now they know, you know, drinking, and maybe even parents, it even makes them aware, because they know that what their teenagers are doing basically behind their back. So it kind of helps everybody in a way. This was a good book. You know, I'm excited if they make another one to read even more about it, because I can definitely relate to it being young myself.
I was gonna say about like the issues that it points out like issues for like teens go through sometimes. You know what I mean?
Breakups,
yeah.
yeah.
All those things you go through, and it shows and it helps them to like accepting themselves and what they did and stuff like that, and learn from it. You know, just like how in the movie when he thinks he loves Triss, but then ends up falling for Norah.
Yeah, and Nora's like the complete opposite of
Yeah,
Trish.
he never thought that he could fall for somebody like that, and boom, they fell for each other.
So, what are you guys' recommendations? Would you guys rather the book or the movie? I prefer the book.
Well, for me, I only read about the intro of the book, but I've seen the movie like billions of times. I'm obsessed with the movie, so I would probably choose the movie over the book. But I feel like the book would give you more
insight,
mind-blowing details, because you're thinking about it, you're imagining it yourself, you know what I mean? So of course the book is going to be more than the movie.
I think I prefer the book, you know, because some things are better in writing. Also for teenagers who wanna, you can kind of look for advice kind of in this book too. So teenagers who want advice and are really trying to think, you see it in writing right there, so you can relate to it kind of more.
And I think that's what the author does.
Yeah.
He does it on purpose to get the teens really recognizing what they're doing without belligerently putting it in their face.
I feel like the book is better because you get to visualize it your own way, in your own mind, and understand it in your own way without somebody telling you, like, oh, see it this way, like in the movie, and be like, oh, this is how this person looks and this is how this situation's gonna go down. Like, you're actually giving your own chance to use your own imagination. I think that's pretty cool.
That's true. Because in the movie, like, I feel like watching the movie, like, I would actually kind of judge them more than reading the book. Like, if I read the book, I won't feel like I'm being judgmental.
Because, you know, in the movie, you're like, what are they doing?
Exactly. I feel like I'm being more judgmental because I can see it. Like, so, you know, people judge basically what they see. But if you're reading the book, you're like,
you're going to feel more for the character. Yeah.
Exactly.
Thanks for tuning into Girl Talk.
Remember, this is Imani.
And Shay.
And Jim.
And Elise.